Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe, and as always, sitting across from me, my co-host Aaron Coe.
Hello.
What is today? September 6th. We got Sunday, September 6th. I think episode 21. In the second round of the playoffs of the NBA, NFL starting this Thursday.
Yeah.
By the
real
way,
sport, finally.
look out for a little bonus episode should be coming out Wednesday afternoon. Gonna give basically just a ton of predictions, give our thoughts on the upcoming season, and there will be some money on the line. So yeah, you want to catch that. That won't take place of the next Sunday's regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, so that'll be really exciting. We're still gonna talk about some NFL news today. Just cover everything that's happened up to this point, obviously, and then if anything new happens, we'll cover that then. Starting off, follow me on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe and at EricCo29 on Twitter for him. Also, buy his book on Amazon. You can find the ebook, and on Lulu.com you can find the hardcover. Yeah, so I guess to start off, congratulations to Dak Prescott, 4-year, $160 million.
Who?
Or not Dak Prescott. No, he wants this type of deal. Deshaun Watson.
That's funny.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of money. Good for him. He deserves it. This is probably a first good thing that the Texans have managed to do really ever.
Well, they could have traded him for a fifth round pick.
You know what's funny is they traded David Johnson. They traded for David Johnson. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins, and they could have just signed Leonard Fournette, who's probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Adrian Peterson, who just got cut too, which we didn't write down on here. But Adrian Peterson got cut.
Yeah, he's
signing with the Lions.
He was going to sign with the Lions.
Yeah. Yeah. Not much to say on this one. He deserves it. And yeah, I guess Dak Prescott is probably pissed, but also kind of happy to see that another quarterback's getting a lot of money. So,
it helps his cause. Yeah, I would much rather have Deshaun Watson than Dak Prescott, though, personally.
Oh yeah,
I'm not a Dak guy, as you know.
Yeah. All right. Moving forward, Josh Gordon coming back. I think he still has to clear.
Light him up, baby.
Yeah, he still has to clear his reinstatement, but I'm pretty sure that's all but certain.
Pete Carroll was saying he didn't get any assurances from the NFL league office.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I totally believe that.
I mean,
we'll see.
It's weird that they would sign it. Like, I don't know.
But they signed him, but they don't know. So he could, they might send him a message with a game or two. It's hard to say, but we don't know. I mean, and the NFL's coming here quickly, so
yeah.
Hopefully that'll get cleared up shortly.
Yeah.
Unlike the air in his apartment.
Yeah.
See what I did there.
Yeah. We got already kind of talked about this, but Leonard Fournette getting signed to the Buccaneers. He's not actually going to be the starting running back. Ronald Jones was announced to be the starter by Bruce Arians. Are people ready to just accept the fact that Leonard Fournette's not good at football, or are we still riding this train where he's like good for some reason? He got like 1 million carries last year and wasn't remotely close to being the best running back last year.
Yeah, to me, he's a role player.
Yeah, I like it. He's a fantastic second running back.
Yeah, he's a bruiser. Could be a goal line back. I haven't really seen.
He
only
only scored like 7 total touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean they weren't.
Is he even a goal line guy?
I think he might be in the right situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's not. Maybe he's just sucks all around. I don't know. And he's just another guy that. There are a lot of athletes like this that there's a lot of flash with their name, but because of what they did in college or because they were a number 1 overall pick or something like that. But if you really look at it, there's a lot of running backs drafted after him that season alone that are better than him, including Chris Carson in the 7th round.
Yep. Yeah.
And they still don't have a quarterback, and there were a lot of quarterbacks that they could have drafted instead of Fournette.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
Clowney, 15 mil to the Titans. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why we let him go.
Well, I think they weren't. The Seahawks were not going to pay him $15 million, and
Yeah, why?
I don't think they think he's worth it. I'm not sure that he is either.
It's
I don't
1
know.
year, though.
It's funny. Maybe I'm just like, well, he's gone, so the hell with him. I guess I was ready to sign him for $20 million before.
Yeah.
But you know, they don't have that much cap room now.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, obviously they don't feel like he brings that sort of value. You know, he had 3.5 sacks last year. I don't know. But I did want him. I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't want him.
Yeah.
Like a lot of 12s do. Oh, I didn't want him anyway. Bullshit. You did too.
He also fired his agent, and he's a big agent. So he obviously, you know, there's a reason.
Yeah,
he
Bus
feels
Cook
like
is
this.
one of the best. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he obviously feels like this free agency was a mess, which it was. But
Oh yeah.
but I guess he blames the agent. Who knows? You never know, you know, whose fault that really is. But
Yeah.
moving on forward once again, Derwin James. This is very unfortunate. Chargers yet again being struck by the injury bug. Last year was Keenan Allen. Well, many times it was Keenan Allen, and this is multiple times that Derwin James has had a serious injury. I don't know how many, but he's one of the best safeties in the league. He's going to be out 6 to 8 months. Just, you know, really bad news. You know, obviously hope he gets better.
Yeah, it's a bummer. You always hate to see people get hurt.
Yeah. On, you know, a little bit better news, we have the Pac-12 potentially securing rapid testing so they could test every day on college athletes. And this is why they shouldn't have just said they weren't going to play. Because
it sounds like they can get results within 15 minutes. It's a real game changer. But yeah, I'm with you there. That's why you push it back as far as you can.
Yeah.
You know, without killing it.
Yeah.
You know, I believe the Huskies lost their shot, as I mentioned last podcast, for Paulo Banchero. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but something like that. The basketball player, #1 overall recruit in the country, right out of our backyard here. This is why who's a defensive end for the Huskies who just left. We talked about him before too.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on his name, but you know, he left because he believed there wasn't going to be a season. So why didn't they just push this all back? You could have had an 8-game season that started in mid-October and finished up by mid-December.
So the Big Ten's doing. Well, the Big Ten already said they were going to cancel, so theoretically, couldn't the Pac-12 just say, oopsie, we're actually playing?
Yeah, and I guess we'll find out if that'll happen. I think it's less likely to happen in the Pac-12 than it is. And, you know, it's not... You know, a lot of people want to blame Larry Scott, but I guarantee you he has very little input on this type of decision. It's the presidents of the universities, and they don't always see the big picture with athletics other than what it does for their bottom line. So it's a bummer. You know, again, you don't know what's coming. You don't know what's going to develop, and this test again, total game changer. It was all I don't want to go down the road again, but it's stupid.
Yep.
Hopefully they'll start earlier now. Hopefully they'll get it going in November.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. I just really like these pictures. So Steve Nash is now the Nets head coach. There's been a lot of talk as to whether he deserves it or not.
Where's he been an assistant coach the last few years?
So that's the thing. I don't dislike the hire, but I dislike that. I guess I dislike that they just. It's very clear that, you know, Katie and Kyrie do have a good. It's known that they have a good relationship with Steve Nash, and it's known that some of the people in the front office do as well. I just don't like that. It seems like Steve Nash. Like, how could they know that he's a good coach? So like, there's no indication. Just because he's a good floor general, it's like you know, so a lot of the times the best players end up being some of the worst coaches.
They do.
So, you know, because they don't know how to use. Although I guess Steve Nash wasn't just like this athlete that could just go dunk on people, so it's a little different. But
I think in today's NBA, you know, the main thing that you need is somebody who can bring your players together onto the same page. But we don't really. I mean, he did that somewhat in the NBA, but we don't know if he can actually do that
I
as a
think
coach or not.
he could potentially be a very good manager of the
You think
personalities.
Kyrie's gonna listen to him? Really,
I do. Yeah,
Kyrie?
I think Kyrie sees him as a mentor. They're like they have a good relationship. Like they are already they're close.
Until he pisses Kyrie off, and then that's it.
I don't know because like, do you think Kyrie was close at all with any of his past coaches?
I don't know.
I don't really either. But
It's when Stephen A. Smith. He's entertaining. I'm not a big fan of his analysis,
yeah,
but he went on a rant about white privilege, which I'll admit I kind of had that thought
he
too.
apologized for that today.
He did. Okay.
He did. Yeah.
And I think to me, I think it's more superstar privilege.
Yeah.
I think
I agree with that.
Jason Kidd had this type of opportunity.
Exactly.
There have been a few others. Magic Johnson being one.
Yeah.
There have been
yeah.
a few other guys, but if he's a backup point guard, a few years ago he's not getting this chance.
Yeah.
The type of guy that I like to hire, the hires that I like that I think have proven to be the best coaches are the guys that had to scrap and claw to earn their place in the league and to carve out a 10-year career where they barely, you know what I mean? They were gritty.
Yeah.
Nate McMillan hasn't been a great NBA coach, but he's that type of guy. Like,
Yeah.
by gritty I don't mean white guy. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean a guy that brought his players together, that was kind of a glue. That maybe wasn't a first round pick and an all NBA and all that. I like that kind of guy. I think it's a stab in the dark. I think it's a PR thing. They must have. I don't know. Did they let their players pick the coach? I have no idea how it came about. But be an assistant coach for a year and pay some dues. See if you actually can do it. Is he going to put in the time? Mm-hmm. Does he need this job? No. Is he gonna? We'll see. I highly doubt it. I will be shocked if he ever wins a title as a coach. I will be absolutely stunned.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to ego and being willing to switch things up, I guess, when it's not working. I don't know if the front office, if the goal was just to be like, we need someone to manage their personality. Like, we have the players. We'll find a scheme that works. We just need someone to make sure that Kyrie and KD get along. And
that's a tough job.
It is.
Those are two kind of bitches.
So it is. So is that it? That's what I'm saying. Is that something you want to prioritize? And I think Steve Nash is one of the best hires you can ask for if that's something you want to prioritize.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of... I just feel bad there's a lot of guys who have paid their dues. I know Jacques Vaughn is a guy whose name has come up. There's a few others that have been an assistant for a few years that probably deserve an opportunity over some guy who, what's he been doing?
Especially a champion, like a championship, like a team that should win 50 games when they're healthy.
Right.
Like, start as an assistant or like, I don't know, coach like the Hornets or some shit. And like, see if you don't win. See if you can win more than like 20 games, and then move your way up or something. It's like why are you coaching a team that should be winning a championship next year or should be competing for one?
I would have loved them to bring in a veteran and have him as an assistant, and maybe you tell the veteran coach, this might only be a 1-year gig for you.
Yeah.
Just find some guy that's happy with that, so he can be kind of shown the ropes. This is how you organize a schedule. There are little things that people don't think about with coaches. Like just simple things like when to give guys days off, when to, just there's a million little things. How to deal with the media.
Yeah,
there are little things that are so different that this guy hasn't even had a taste of. I don't know. Again, I hate it.
All right. You want to talk about the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah. You just can't. You really should never count out Bob Baffert as no. Actually, I'm not going to go there. So, let me just say this. So, what if what if I could erase everyone's minds and there had never been horse racing? So you'd never heard of a horse race, okay? And then some guy, I don't know, maybe Vince McMahon or somebody like that comes out and says, folks, we're going to create a new sport today. It's going to be, we're going to take a bunch of little people and put them on horses, and then we're all going to bet on who gets it around in a circle the fastest. What do you think? Sounds good? How do you think that would fly?
Probably not too well. Probably not too well. Are you saying horse racing is insensitive to... What do you like?
It's insensitive to little people and to horses.
You just want to say, like,
I just had
were
to,
you that worked up about it that you had to put it in the...
It's not a sport. I'm tired of it being called a sport. It's not a sport.
Right. My
dad calls Secretariat one of the greatest athletes of all time. It's a fucking horse. Shut up, Dad. I'm not going to listen to this anyway. So anyway, I just had to say that I'm tired of hearing about the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
Who cares?
You don't think it'd be fun to go to?
That being said, it would be fun to go to it. Give me a mint julep.
Yeah.
Even though they're gross.
Yeah.
No, I would, and I've gone to Emerald Downs a few times. It's a good time. It's fun, but it's all about betting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I just had to get that out there.
No, yeah, I got you. All right. Mariners, your Mariners update. Mariners suck, but they're only like 4 games out of the playoffs. Like,
this would be the most Mariner thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I've said that, and I'll say this every week on the podcast. I'm not a fan of losing. I don't believe in tanking.
No.
You win. Set up an organization that's used to winning. These guys aren't going to learn shit by finishing last.
No.
I'm all for trading the guys and playing the young guys, but I don't want them to lose so we get the number 1 overall pick. There's one number 1 overall pick in the Hall of Fame, Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
There are no guarantees just because you have the number 1 overall pick. So I'm happy to see that some of the guys are coming around. I hope they continue to do so. Hopefully this plan will work. Wake me up when it's working.
Yeah. All right. I think that means.
Oh, one other thing about. Oh, sorry, I just screwed up your whole thing.
What?
One other thing about the Mariners that I thought was interesting. So they had a couple of games postponed due to COVID.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was interesting that we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And just imagine how much we would have freaked out a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, they'll play them or they won't. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's funny how we just have a whole different attitude about it. But anyway, yeah, continue. Moving on. Sorry.
All right, now it's time for your Howard Schultz Clown of the Week. All right. Yeah. So this week, it took me a sec, and there's actually a reason that we're putting the Clown of the Week before we talk about what has happened and what is going to happen with the second round in the NBA currently going on. My Clown of the Week is Mike Budenholzer. Fucking idiot, dude. You're down 2-0 in a playoff series. Jimmy Butler's cooking you. And I know Jimmy Butler didn't have the greatest game, but Giannis is still guarding Jay Crowder and Derek Jones, and Giannis only plays Giannis. He was in the dunk contest. He's a high flyer. That's it. And then he plays 35 minutes, and you say that's in a playoff game.
Was
and
he in foul trouble?
No.
Was he injured?
He was in foul trouble here and there, but not that's beside the point because he said that's the ceiling. That's towards the ceiling.
Is the game 36 minutes long now? Did they change it?
Yeah, they put it 36. They just decided it'd be easier, make the per 36 minutes just.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's really dumb. He needs to be playing 40 minutes minimum. That should be the floor. Like 38
any
is
competitive
the floor.
Game in the playoffs and a competitive game, it better be north of 40.
Yeah, so dumbass wants to lose, I guess. We'll talk about this in a sec, but it's the conversation of why the Bucks are being so shitty right now is kind of an interesting one because it can be kind of hard to pin it, but we all have our theories. So yeah.
Maybe we should talk about this later. I don't know. But Giannis is going to play here in about a half hour or so.
Yeah.
Will this be the last game he ever plays for the Milwaukee Bucks? He's got 1 year left, but they're gonna trade him if they think he's not gonna resign.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really hard to say because you don't really know a lot of the time what these guys are thinking, especially with Giannis, because he's been a little cryptic in that he said he wants to stay in Milwaukee, but he's also put out there that if he doesn't feel like they're trying to win a championship right now, he's gone.
How good would he look on the Miami Heat?
Yeah, I know.
With all those shooters around him.
Fucking Miami Heat just won't. Miami Heat fans won't stop photoshopping every single star player into Miami Heat jerseys. It gets obnoxious, but yeah, I've seen so many photoshops of Giannis in a Heat jersey, and I will say he does look pretty good in the Heat jersey. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Embiid or him down there. It's really, I think if Giannis starts to lose trust in Budenholzer and Chris Middleton, then I wouldn't be surprised to see him leave. And I also, I don't think he's gonna. I think he could see free agency this year. In fact, I think he will. I'm not gonna say he's not gonna resign, but I think he will see free agency. So do you got?
I think he's gonna get traded. I don't think
Wow.
he'll play for the Bucks ever again after today.
That's crazy. All right.
Okay, so clown of the week. So I had a couple because I wasn't sure which way you were gonna go.
Hold on. Let's make sure we mark this down. You don't think Giannis is gonna play a game? This is Giannis's last game. In a Bucks jersey.
They're gonna get swept.
Holy shit, man! All right.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah, there's your freezing cold take for today.
All right. Interesting.
Okay, so part of me, I thought about going with Giannis actually. I didn't like his body language.
Yeah.
He looks lost. He's still scoring and rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's playing hard, but his body language isn't great.
Yeah.
He looks disconnected from his teammates, and man, he's so lost with his shot. He's got nothing outside of dunk. So but I'm not going to go with him. I think there's other factors in play there, namely the coach. So I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins. You like that? Not because he can't win in prime time or in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's not why. But he came out and basically said, masks don't do anything. And,
that's right. I just forgot this happened.
I'm okay with dying if I
Survival
play.
of the fittest.
Yeah.
It's like what happens if your mom isn't fit, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. And to me, it's not, hey, fine, if you have that opinion, I guess you can have that opinion. And I guess I want my players thinking I'll die for a win.
Yeah, theoretically.
But I don't like the message that it sends.
No, it's selfish and it normalizes people doing dumb shit and it validates it for them.
And I don't want, people who idolize him, high school athletes thinking, oh yeah, I'd die to play this game too.
Well, they idolize Kirk Cousins, so they're fucking idiots already.
That's true.
Why would you idolize him? He's the most mediocre, boring person of all time.
Yeah. So I just thought that was, have an understanding of how your words impact people. And, if someone dies because he said he would die for the game, then that's a pretty big price to pay. So he is my clown of the week.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick, and I totally forgot that even happened. So yeah, okay, let's talk rest of the NBA. So
Hassan coming back?
No, I'm sorry.
Fuck the NBA.
All right.
Fuck Howard Schultz, by the way.
Oh yeah, fuck Howard Schultz.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jazz Nuggets. That was top 5 first round series of all time, maybe.
It was great.
Definitely probably top 10 first round series of all time. So Jamal Murray tied the record for threes in a playoff series with 32, and Donovan Mitchell broke it with 33. Numbers 2, 3, and 4, fun fact, were Steph, Clay, and Steph all in 2016.
Wow.
Steph in the finals previously had the record in the Western Conference. Anyway. So, yeah, that series was incredible. Actually, I felt bad for Donovan Mitchell, although he did have, 8 turnovers in the last game. So
he had a late turnover, and he had a chance, was it to tie or win the game? I can't remember at the end.
That was Mike Conley that
was
took the
Conley
shot.
that took the shot, my bad.
Donovan Mitchell was on the wing with his arms up, and then it looked like he got shot when he like rimmed out. He was like, he just fell to the ground.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, never mind then. But he did have a turnover, I believe.
He did, and he
late.
had 8 of them or 9 or something. And they, we said it before. And by the way, lock of the week, picking a 3-1 comeback.
That was solid work.
Yeah, let's go.
That was you went out. You're going more out on a limb than I am with my picks.
My lock of the week is
I
a
am
little
2-0 though.
Yeah. My lock of the week is a little more low key, I guess, this week, but we'll get into that later. Yeah. I felt bad for Donovan Mitchell. I really do think if Bogdanovich is there, you think they're only scoring 78 points if Bogdanovich is in the lineup?
It sure doesn't seem like it. And man, 78 points in today's NBA, that's yikes.
It's the least in a playoff game since like 2010 or 2009 or something. Yeah, so again, incredible series. Excited to see them match up in the future, hopefully. Moving forward, I guess we got Rockets Thunder. That also went to 7. Lou Dort. Okay, so the thing about Lou Dort is he'll like hit a shot and then he'll just go down the court the next time and just miss the whole rim or drive into the lane and just huck something up that is like, why'd you shoot that? It's like he plays like a football player plays pickup basketball kind of.
Right.
But we were like shitting on him in I think game 7, right, when he had 30.
Yeah.
We were shitting on him the whole game. And I look at the stat line like with a minute left or something. I was like, Dad, he has 30 points. So he went 6 for 12 from 3. I think we saw him go like 2 for 8. Like I just think we genuinely missed.
Yeah.
Like half of.
We weren't watching the whole thing.
Yeah, but
mostly.
Lou Dort is,
but those were all open. Like they're leaving him wide open. Like he better be able to hit half.
Yeah.
Those are pregame warm-up shots he was taking.
Yeah. And he did clamp up James Harden though. But James Harden did clamp him up at the end. So, yeah, I mean, that was another great series. Ultimately, if we're talking just quality of basketball, I guess I'm kind of glad the Rockets advanced because, well, I mean, the Rockets beat the Lakers in Game 1, which I'm surprised about. But I think the Thunder would have probably got swept.
I think so. They just don't have a lot of horses.
It's
there.
like, who's going to beat... Who's gonna take over and beat the Lakers?
Can you imagine how much talk there would be about James? So James Harden made a nice defensive play at the end of that game.
Yeah.
If he hadn't made that play, imagine how much we would be focused
God.
on his offense.
Oh my God.
He's going down as one of the biggest choke artists of all time if he doesn't make that defensive play.
Well, a question
offensively he was horrible.
A question I've written down is, can you trust Russ? But also, can you trust Harden?
No.
Neither?
I don't trust either one of them. I really don't.
Russ, for reference, Game 6, I believe it was Russ, just shitty turnover, and then just like beyond an air ball, like from about the free throw line, with like plenty of shot clock left, and then like another turnover after that. It was like really terrible, cost him the game, and Harden in this last game only scored 17, and they, to his credit, they won because of his defensive play, but when you have the guy that's supposed to be your entire offense scoring 17 points in a Game 7, I don't know. They only scored like 106 or something. Like, that's not... The Rockets can't score 106 points in games and win. Like, I think they scored like 120 last night or something. Like, they can't be scoring 106 points in games and win a series.
No.
So
the defense to do
so
that.
yeah, and I think the Lakers are going to win the series still, but
they got to stop matching the Rockets
yeah.
strategy.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. So
playing down to their level.
Let's talk about that. So AD said he was willing to play center for this series, and he usually never does. But I don't know if that's necessarily their issue. They only had 3 minutes of JaVale McGee. I think it was 3 minutes of JaVale and AD on the court together, and I think it was 13 for Dwight and AD. It might be flip-flopped on JaVale and Dwight there, but very, very few minutes comparatively speaking to what they normally have. So they're trying to match up with this. We're trying to do the same thing that the Rockets are doing, but the Rockets are built for it. The Lakers aren't,
and they've been doing
built
it all
for it.
year.
Yeah.
Do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like
There's a reason you're the best team in the league.
Yeah, the best team in the league, and you're going to go away from your strategy to match, a mid-level playoff team.
Yeah.
I don't play your game.
Yeah.
Make them match you.
By the way, are we out on the Rockets? I know they advanced, but are we like fully like they can't win a championship unless they get like a, I don't know, like some third megastar?
I don't think.
Or do you think D'Antoni is an unwinnable? Like, do you think he can't?
D'Antoni can't win a title. James Harden can't win a title, and Westbrook can't win a title.
I think I agree. I think I fully agree with that. I mean, D'Antoni also disappointed with the Suns. I mean, it was a very similar situation where they won all these games and then they just, everyone knew it was like, oh, well, the Rockets are the Rockets now are what the Lob City Clippers were, where it's like, oh, they're gonna be the 2 seed in the West, but they're just gonna lose in the second round, like no matter what. So, but yeah, back to the Lakers side of things, they need to play their brand of basketball.
Yeah.
That's what has won them all these games.
Make them guard your bigs.
And I was asleep during the last game, but apparently they just need to get Rajon Rondo the fuck off the court. That's what I've heard. Twitter, especially Lakers fans on Twitter, love to just shit on Rondo. But from what I'm hearing, he needs to stop playing. I don't know, though.
I didn't think he looked that bad. He hit a couple threes.
Yeah.
He did have a couple turnovers. I didn't think he was the issue.
Yeah.
I thought the issue was, AD was very dominant when he got the ball, in or around the key. Like they could not guard him.
Yeah.
But they hardly ever did it.
Yeah.
He was catching the ball at the 3-point line a lot, and he's a good shooter. But man,
it's very obvious.
2 points every time.
It's very obvious what you have to do when you're playing the Rockets and you're the Lakers. Yeah. Just feed him in the paint. Just have him and JaVale pass the ball back and forth between each other on the blocks until one's open.
Yeah. And you're gonna get a bunch of lobs to who's the other center, the other big man?
Dwight.
You're gonna get a bunch of lobs to Dwight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just play your game.
Mm-hmm.
Go win the series.
Yeah.
I don't get it. If they keep doing it like this, they're gonna get shocked.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess moving on to the Raptors and the Celtics. The Raptors tied it up 2-2. I'm excited to see that just for the series. They're just for the sake of a good series. Yeah. Raptors win by 7. Celtics shot like shit, plain and simple. It seems like that's been the thing for them, is when they shoot well, they win, and when they don't, they don't. The Raptors, I still have no confidence that Siakam can win them a series. He went 2 for 13 from 3. Yeah. 10 for 23 from the field. He scored 23 and had 11 rebounds, and they won the game. So ultimately, you can't say like, oh, he had such a shitty game, but he can't be like, they're not going to win. The Celtics shot 20% from 3 yesterday. So like, Siakam has to play better. And I don't think he's played well enough in any of the 4 games, even though it's tied. I think they're very, very fortunate that they're going into Game 5 even.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think that's basically the story. That's the storyline I'm going with for that game is Celtics. If they hit shots, they win unless Siakam can light it up out of nowhere for here.
Well, we both picked Tatum to be. So we have player of the week.
Yeah.
And
Tatum.
We predict who will be the player of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So Tatum, after a couple of games, we're both like, hell, we nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
He's all over it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's definitely, what a great pick we had. But the last 2 games, it hasn't looked so good.
Mm-mm.
And that's the reason that they've lost those 2 games, is because they have the best player on the floor, and he's not playing very well the last couple of games.
I think, is it safe to say Jimmy Butler player of the week?
Oh yeah, I think so.
For this week,
just all around. I mean, just the grit that he shows, such an
impact in every single second of the game. Offense, defense, transition, timeouts, just getting in people's every aspect of the game. Jimmy Butler, he's at least solid in.
There are me guys he has an attitude, right?
He
He's had
does.
some
He does have an
issues.
attitude. Yeah.
There are me guys and there are we guys with attitude, and he has a little. There's a little bit of Richard Sherman with him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Richard Sherman, I know a lot of Seahawks fans don't like him, and but Richard Sherman, it wasn't about him.
Mm-mm.
When he yelled at his coaches, it wasn't give me, put me here, have me do this. It
Yeah, he
was
wanted to
about
win.
yeah, he wanted to win. So he's yelling at offensive coaches about play call.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying what he did was right,
Mm-hmm.
but it came from a place of I want to win a fucking championship.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy Butler has some of that in him where yeah, he can rub people the wrong way, but it's not him saying I want more shots, right?
Yeah.
It's you need to do this, you need to do that because I want us to win a title. And I'll take that guy every time. I'll take that guy for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess. Okay. Do you have anything else on any other playoff series? Nuggets won big last night. Kawhi played like dog shit.
He was terrible. Yeah.
Jamal. We made little predictions before the game. Who we thought was gonna win. Who we had our MVP. And I picked Jamal Murray. And the Nuggets to win. I'm just saying. And yeah, you had Kawhi in the Clippers. Yeah. So playoff PP showed flashes here and there. Jokic looked good. Not a ton to say other than really just Kawhi just didn't look good.
If Kawhi decides to take over the game, then
They were within like 5 there at some point,
yeah.
and they were just riding. They were down 15 for the whole second half, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then they would go within 10, and then back to 15, and then they went all the way back up to 5 at one point. And it was just right there. It was like, this is Kawhi. This is where Kawhi takes over.
Yeah.
This is it. And then it didn't happen. They went right back down by 15 again. Yeah. So I still think I'm taking the Clippers because there's no way. I don't see any way Kawhi performs like that throughout the rest of the series. So I'm going. I'm confident in my Clippers pick still, even though they lost big. Yeah. So I guess. You got anything else playoffs wise or any other sport? I mean, we're about to move into our lock and our player of the week, and we got nothing after that. So we're only 37 minutes in. We're looking at a really short show.
No, I've done my horse racing analysis.
Yeah.
I've said fuck the NBA for not bringing my Sonics back.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's about all I've got.
Yeah. All right. Well, not a big deal that this is going to be a little shorter one. We got something coming Wednesday, and I think that'll actually be a really fun show. We have some plans, and potentially a really original idea that I haven't really seen anywhere else. So just get excited for that. Hopefully, if we can make it work. But yeah, I guess let's get into our. Do you want to start with player or lock of the week?
Let's go player of the week.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go with AD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna assume that they're gonna think about that game and realize how dominant he can be in this situation. So they've got nobody that can guard him on that team.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tucker. Is it PJ Tucker?
PJ, yeah.
I love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's my guy. But he can't guard him consistently. So I think he's going to take over and really be the difference. I think LeBron will be LeBron, but AD will be the difference in this series. I think he's going to go off the next few games.
Okay, well fuck you, because that's who I had. But we're not taking the same player 2 weeks in a row, so I'm going to go ahead and take Kawhi.
Okay.
I think Kawhi bounces back.
I thought it's funny. Those were my two.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
I think Kawhi bounces back in a big way. I don't trust that Gary Harris and whoever else they had guarding him. I don't trust that they can keep him locked. So yeah, and Kawhi just looked a little hesitant, and I just think he's gonna get aggressive again. I don't know. Maybe just Nick Anderson did. Who knows? But yeah. Okay, what do you got for your lock of the week then?
So I'm going to go kind of a different direction because the NFL is starting up.
Yeah.
There's a Thursday game.
That's this week, man.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
So I'm excited about
Let's go.
NFL.
Let's go.
I'm not a big NBA guy.
Yeah.
I've been watching it quite a bit lately because there's nothing else to do. But gonna go in. So this is if you're going to Vegas. You probably can't get into a casino, but call your bookie. I'm gonna take. They have the over under. I'm gonna be super anti-American here. This is so anti-American for me to do this.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pick an under on the total, which is 54.5.
You bitch.
According to the U.S. I
You
know.
little bitch.
So anti-American.
You bitch.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I think offenses
Yeah.
are gonna come out a little slow.
Yeah. I can see that timing and stuff, and
Let Russ cook. Might be a little slow because they just haven't had the practices that they need. The defenses are usually ahead of the offenses in these situations because they just kind of go out and play.
Yeah.
So give me the under. I think they're gonna both struggle a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I like that pick. My lock of the week is the Lakers bouncing back. I think they feed AD just like you said. I think the Lakers will secure their Game 2 dub and probably win, similar to the Blazers series, winning 5 or maybe 6. So yeah, I'm taking the Lakers in Game 2. I almost just said they're gonna go out and sweep the rest of the series, but I don't need to be that bold.
Yeah, don't go that bold.
So I'm just gonna say they're.
Although
they're
I wish, gosh. So last week I picked Miami to beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
In Game 1. Mm-hmm. I wish I would have predicted a sweep.
Yeah, yeah, true, yeah.
That would have looked really. If you nail them, they look great. But I've been a little bit, so I'm 2-0 with my locks of the week.
Yeah.
But I've been a little bit more.
I predicted one of the like 3 or 4 3-run comebacks. So
yeah. So that's a big swing.
Yeah,
and a dinger there. I've been hitting singles.
Although technically it was my actual prediction was 3-2 because we recorded. But I told you the day before.
You did. Yeah, you did tell me. Yeah. I locked it in for you.
Yeah, good.
So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you don't got anything else, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up. Once again, Mason Charles Coe, Aaron Coe 29 on Twitter, ebook on Amazon, hardcover on Lulu.com. If you listen this far, you're a maniac. Don't know why. Thank you very much.
Look for us on Wednesday.
Yeah, look for us on Wednesday for sure. I think that'll be.
Seahawks talk.
Yeah, Seahawks talk.
We got football coming.
Yeah. I think that'll be one of our best episodes yet, probably, just because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I just like giving predictions, even though it's dumb, and I just think it's pretty fun, and we got some money on the line, so come and tune in. Peace out.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.